Guys, I'm going to tell you right now. This story right here is peak lefty lunacy. That is the only explanation I have for it. And it will only happen in a leftist fantasy land like California, okay? Where Americans are routinely put last for those who are not American, okay? And I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm just keeping it real. The America Last agenda might as well be the slogan of the Democratic Party in some of these leftist wastelands that seem to not value the taxpayer who puts all the money into their systems, in which they take that taxpayer money and then spend on everybody else besides the actual taxpayer. Okay? And like I said, this story right here, right, really is peak lunacy. Okay? This is exactly why I would never permanently live in a place like California. Okay? So San Diego public school teachers are to give migrant kids in-person instruction before their own students. Currently, San Diego students are learning in an online format only. Okay, let's read a little bit more here. Teachers from the San Diego Unified School District are teaching migrant children in person before their own students, Fox News has learned. SDUSD students are currently learning in an online-only format and are expected to move into a hybrid model on April 12th, where they will be learning in a combination of in-person and online formats, according to the school district's website. Quote, "We have 130,000 kids who haven't been allowed in a school for over a year in the San Diego Unified School District. It's great that there's in-person learning for those unaccompanied minors from Central America, but I wish every child in San Diego County was allowed the same opportunity for in-person teaching," San Diego County Supervisor Jim Desmond told Fox News. "The system is broken when San Diego teachers are teaching migrant children in person, but the 100K students of taxpaying families at San Diego Unified School District are stuck learning in Zoom school," as SDUSD parent told Fox News in an email. Quote, "We agree that every child deserves an in-person education, but why are taxpayer students put last? If this is a humanitarian issue, then who is rescuing San Diego Unified students? Because our leaders have failed them," Diaz added. That's so true. That is so true. I mean, honestly, just for those two paragraphs, these parents should be outraged, right? I don't understand why they're not at the school board protesting, right? Just straight up protesting, okay? Because that is unacceptable, right? Imagine paying all this money, especially in a place like San Diego, California, where taxes are going to be higher. Imagine paying all that money and having to stay at home with your kids and basically make less money to be able to pay for that education, right? Because you're probably working less hours. You have to adjust your schedule. And you have these schools that refuse to open up, right? That is making your life harder. Again, you're paying these taxpayer dollars. And then they turn around and say, well, we can't teach those who are paying for this school district in person, but we can do it with those who are not. That's infuriating. That's absolutely infuriating. SDUSD spokesperson confirmed to Fox News that the district has shared information about the opportunity for teachers to volunteer teaching migrant children in person during their spring break this week. She noted she doesn't know if teachers are getting paid. That's up to the county, even if this is a volunteer opportunity, right? Shouldn't they have that same opportunity to do so in person for students, right? I mean, really, at this point, they really should just be forced back into in-person learning at this point. But, that's another video for another day. The San Diego County Office of Education is providing the educational program for unaccompanied migrant children who will be staying at the San Diego Convention Center through July. All children in California, regardless of immigration status, have a constitutional right to education. I don't know about that. We also have a moral obligation to ensure a bright future for our children, the SDCOE spokesperson told Fox News in an email statement. So a bright future for those who are not American, but a not so bright future, right, for those who are American. Again, guys, this is an America Last agenda. The educational program will include English language development and social emotional learning opportunities. The teachers who are participating in the program are doing so voluntarily, and the program is following a COVID-19 screening protocol based on the guidelines from the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. For more than a year, parents and students in San Diego County have waited for educators to answer one question: when will our schools reopen with in-person instruction only? And for a year, they've been told to wait. Representative Daryl Issa, Republican California, told Fox News. The decision to provide in-person instruction to illegal immigrants is outrageous, and parents have every right to be angry. Quote, we're begging California Governor Newsom and the U.S. Department of Education, where our superintendent is going, rescue us. This is an SOS. They must mandate 5 days of in-person learning for all students. Diaz, the SDUSD parent, told Fox News. Quote, 14% of our district are students with disabilities and 23% are English language learners. San Diego Unified took in millions of dollars in relief funding to bring them back at the beginning of the school year, but only 6,000 are in person today, and we have no idea how that money was used, she added. What is happening right now is immoral. You're exactly right. You're exactly right, because not only that, guys, this is the cherry on top of the idiocy. Dozens of migrants at the San Diego Convention Center are COVID-19 positive. Okay? Not only are they refusing to do in-person teaching for taxpayers, right? The children of taxpayers. They are having a volunteer program where teachers can teach in person for non-Americans who may have tested positive for COVID. Come on now. Come on. Who could have been exposed to this virus? Not only just this virus, there's other diseases, right? Other diseases outside of just this virus, right? Let's read here. A second group of unaccompanied teenage migrant girls seeking asylum in the United States was flown to San Diego Monday, where they will be sheltered temporarily before being reunited with family elsewhere in the country or moved into sponsor homes. At least 247 migrant girls arrived late Monday. There are now 723 being sheltered at the convention center through a joint partnership between the county and the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. Around 250 children are expected to arrive every other day until the convention center reaches its shelter capacity of 1,450, according to HHS spokesperson Bonnie Preston. There are now at least 69 girls at the convention center who tested positive for COVID-19. Preston said the majority of the girls tested positive before arriving in San Diego. 6 tested positive upon arrival on Saturday, and 4 more who were exposed to possible patients since Saturday have tested positive. Preston said that those who tested positive, along with anyone they may have been in close contact with, were transported separately and being housed separately from others at the convention center. None are symptomatic. Whew. Boy. Just when you thought that the leftist lunacy just couldn't get any more crazy, right? And this is something that conservatives have been warning about. This is what we've been talking about, how this administration, right, at the federal level, and then you have these Democratic dictators at the state level who also put Americans last, right? You know, it's bad enough that they're refusing in-person learning for those who are actually paying the money, okay, to have in-person learning, right? They make it even worse by offering in-person learning to those who are not the children of taxpayers, right? That has to be funded by taxpayers, right? You have to fund it some way, right? It's going to be funded in some way. The shelter's funded, right? Whether the teachers are paid or not. Somebody is getting that taxpayer money, okay? And not only top of that, you know, these are kids who may have been exposed to this virus, to COVID. The same virus that the Democrats and the liberals have told us is so dangerous that we have to shut down our economy and our states for. But yet they're willing to open up the country for those who have this virus, who may possibly be spreading these virus to American citizens. Again, guys, this right here is peak insanity. Peak insanity. And I get it. They try to fluff it up. They try to say, well, we have protocols in place to separate out those that are, tested positive and those that tested negative. And I'm sure they're probably doing what they can to make sure that, teachers aren't being exposed, right, to those who test positive. But again, if you're going to make the argument that it's too dangerous for teachers to teach in person to children of taxpayers, right, after receiving millions, possibly hundreds of millions of dollars in funding from the federal government, again, taxpayer dollars, to still keep it closed down, then how the hell can you justify this? How can you justify it? You're being exposed to children who come from another part of this world, right? Another part of this world. COVID ain't just the only disease. There's other diseases. There are other things they're being exposed to. We don't know anything about these people. And again, I'm not trying to be an asshole. I'm not trying to be inhumane. But again, this just seems like another example of America last. America last. And this is one of the worst aspects of these Democratic-run states. They don't seem to care about those who are funding them. They don't care about the taxpayers. They don't care about the people. They don't care about the children. And this is why so many people have, decided that they've lost faith in the public school system. Because it's being run by teachers' unions. Teachers' unions are running the place. The administrators and the politicians are afraid of the teachers' unions. They've been bought and sold by the teachers' unions, right? And, they seem to care more about non-Americans than they do Americans. To put the cherry on top. And they're willing to expose themselves to this virus that, they've all told America is so deadly that we need to shut down the country for in order to do that. Again, this is insanity. But, I just wanted to share this bit of news with you guys and let me know what you guys think. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Most importantly, share a Black conservative perspective. Peace.